All right, let's talk about Harley Quinn. We're gonna dive headfirst into her totally chaotic, super colorful, and, surprisingly huge world. And look, if you think you know Harley, you probably only know one of the hundreds out there. Seriously.
So, you've probably seen her in the movies, right? Or maybe the comics, or way back from the animated series. But what if I told you that Harley, she's just the tip of the iceberg. Her story literally splinters across reality itself. Okay, so how in the world did we get here? Here's the plan. We'll start with the Harley we all know, then we'll jump into the whole army of Harleys, take a tour of the multiverse, see how she basically took over all media, and then figure out why so many. Let's do it.
Okay, first step, let's start with the Harley that, started it all. The one most of us recognize. This is our home base before we get into the really wild stuff.
So, her origin story, it's kind of like a classic tragedy, right? It's a three-step journey. First, she's Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a super smart psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum. Then, she gets assigned to treat the Joker. Big mistake. She ends up falling in love with her patient, and finally, boom, she becomes Harley Quinn, adopting this whole persona just to help him escape.
But here's the thing, she's so much more than just the Joker's sidekick now. She's totally evolved. I mean, she's this complex, completely unpredictable anti-hero who is a powerhouse all on her own. She's not with the Joker anymore and operates on her own moral code, which, let's be real, changes pretty much all the time.
Right, so we've got our baseline Harley. Now, let's get weird. Because that one character we just talked about, that's just the beginning. Trust me.
So, is she the only one? Oh, absolutely not. Not even close. This is where things get really interesting, where one character just explodes into a whole army. And get this is just a fraction of them. I mean, look at this list. You've got a bizarro Harley, a hyena Harley, a cyborg pirate called the Harley Quinninator, even a Harley Quinn spelled like a rabbit. It's an entire army of Harleys out there.
So, just how many are we talking about? Over 100. Yeah, you heard me right, 100 plus known canonical versions of Harley Quinn. That's not a fan theory, that's official, over 100 of them. Okay, section 3. Let's take a quick tour of the multiverse. With so many Harleys, we gotta check out some of the wildest ones. Okay, this table just brilliantly illustrates the sheer creativity here. On Earth 24, you've got Hyena Harley, who's totally feral, raised by hyenas. Then on Earth 26, she's literally an anthropomorphic rabbit, a cartoon rabbit. And on Earth 31, she's the Harley Quinnator, a pirate-themed cyborg. It's like the writers just used her as a canvas for any crazy idea they could think of.
So just look at this contrast. On one side, you have our standard Harley, the ex-psychiatrist from Gotham we all know. And on the other, a pirate cyborg from an alternate 18th century. I mean, come on, this just shows how incredibly far this character concept can be stretched.
All right, next up, Harley beyond the page. Because her influence, it's not just in the comics, she has absolutely exploded into, well, pretty much every other form of media.
I mean, think about it. She started in an animated TV series, Batman the Animated Series. Now she's got her own fantastic R-rated animated show. She's a star in huge live-action movies like Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, and she's a massive deal in video games like the Arkham series and Injustice. She is literally everywhere.
Okay, last section. Why so many Harleys? I mean, what is it about her that caused this massive explosion? Let's break down how she went from a one-off sidekick to this. Her rise to fame wasn't overnight. It was a slow burn. Look at this timeline. She debuts in animation way back in '92. Then, she finally makes it into the main comics in '99. In 2011, she gets this huge modern relaunch, and then 2016, the movies hit and she just explodes into the mainstream. Each one of these moments brought in a whole new wave of fans.
And another huge reason for her success? She's the ultimate team player. Her versatility is like a superpower in itself. She can be on the Suicide Squad, the Birds of Prey. She's even worked with the Justice League and the Batman family. You can drop her into pretty much any story and it just works. That's why she's always around.
And that quote really just nails it, doesn't it? From a one-off animated sidekick to a multiverse-spanning cultural icon. That's her story in a nutshell. It's just an incredible evolution. This character was supposed to be in one episode of a cartoon, and now, well, now she's one of the biggest pop culture icons out there. And that, right there, is the most exciting part. After evolving from a sidekick into this whole multiverse of characters, who's she going to become next? I mean, a character this dynamic, who's already been a villain, a hero, a pirate, a rabbit, her story is so far from over. So I'll leave you with this. What do you think is next for Harley Quinn?